Welcome to another mathematics presentation. So we are still looking at pseudocodes and the flowcharts, and this is our second lesson. So here we are going to look at how to write pseudocodes which have a selection or decisions with an if statement. So if you can remember, in lesson 1 we just looked at how we can write a pseudocode and a flowchart using just simple information. Okay, in this lesson we are looking at how to write a pseudocode that have a selection or decisions with an if statement. So let us look at the examples. Here is our example 1. Write a pseudocode for calculating area of a circle. So we need to write the pseudocode for calculating the area of a circle that should consist the if statement. So first thing, we need to write the formula that we can use for calculating the area of a circle. So we know that the formula for finding the area of the circle, its area is equal to pi times radius squared. So here, in order for you to write a pseudocode, remember what we said. We said the basic difference that exists between a pseudocode and a flowchart is that a flowchart uses charts or shapes to show steps on how a problem is being solved. But for a pseudocode, on the other hand, this one, it normally uses it's a representation of the flowchart in words. Okay, so how can we write a pseudocode? We are going to start, we say start or begin, or we can even use enter or input. Then on step 3, since we are looking at a statement, okay, so we are going to have a statement. If in this case we are looking at the radius of, we are looking at the area of the circle, so statement will be if the radius is less than 0. Then on number 4, we are going to then display error message. On number 5, or else we are going to show the formula or the process. Then on number 6, we are going to display, print or output the area of the circle. Lastly, we are going to stop or end the program. So let's see how we can answer our question. So since we are finding the area of the circle, we are going to say start. Then from there, we are going to enter the radius of the circle. Then from there, we are going to say if the radius is less than 0. Okay, so if the radius is less than 0, and then we need to display the error message because the radius of the circle can be less than 0. Okay, so if it can be less than 0, we are going to re-enter a positive radius. So then display error message and re-enter positive radius. Then from there, we are going to say else area of the circle is given by pi times square radius. Okay, then from there we are going to say end if, then we display the area of the circle. Lastly, we stop. So this is how we can write our pseudocode for finding the area of the circle that involves the if statement. So let's look at the second example. Here is our example 2. Write a pseudocode for calculating the volume of the cylinder. So first thing, come up with a formula that we normally use for finding the volume of the cylinder, which is volume is equal to pi times radius squared times height. Now here we have the radius, and then we have the height. So in terms of writing the pseudocode with the if statement for finding the volume of the cylinder, we are going to enter the radius. Okay, then from there we need to show the display message or the error message. Then after that, we are going to re-enter the positive value for radius. Then after that, again, we are going to enter the height. Okay, so here we have said we are going to start. Okay, then from start, since we have radius and height, we are going to enter the radius first. Then from there, we are going to say if the radius is less than 0. So the radius of the cylinder cannot be less than 0. So we are going to display the error message, and then we are going to re-enter the positive radius. Okay, so then display error message and re-enter positive radius. Okay, now from here we are going to enter height. So for radius we are done. Now we have height, or else enter height. Again, we will display the if height is less than 0. So the height of the of the cylinder cannot be less than 0, we are going to display the error message and re-enter the positive height. So then display error message and re-enter positive height. Okay, now from here we have entered the height and the radius, so we are just going to show else we show volume is equal to pi times square radius times the height, then end if. Okay, then we are going to display the what, the volume. Finally we are going to end our program. So this is how we can write the volume of the this is how we can write the pseudocode for finding the volume of the cylinder. It's as simple as this. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Okay, now here, looking at your free time, you can try to answer this question. Study the flowchart below. So this is the flowchart that you are given. We have start, then here you have enter error, then you have the decision box is radius less than 0, yes, then error radius must be positive, no, then you are going to display area is equal to 1/2 times r times sine theta. Then here you are going to display the area and you stop the program. So this is now the question. Write a pseudocode corresponding to the flowchart program above. So you need to write a pseudocode that will correspond to this flowchart that you are given. So this is a question that came in mathematics paper 2 for 2017, specifically question 6, and this was for internal candidates. So we have come to the end of our session. Thank you so much everybody for having time to view this content. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. So make sure that you look out for lesson 3 that will cover detailed pseudocodes and the flowchart.